How we doing?
That's my question for you. How are you doing?
I am on cloud 9, cloud 10, cloud 100. I am, this is so surreal. Yeah, I am blown away. I got to shake hands with Dana White. I've been watching him since I was 5 years old. I sacrificed everything to get here. I had my first opportunity. It didn't go my way. But look where we are. We're back in here. Let's go.
Does that make this a little bit sweeter now that you were able to kind of go through that adversity? You know, they always say nothing good comes easy. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, this world is very cruel, unforgiving, unfair. That's one thing that we all have to learn. But let me tell you what it did for me. It guided me to find the team that I'm at now, which is Team Daniel Gracie and, Marquez MMA, John Marquez, Daniel Gracie himself. I have wonderful teammates that love and care about me, like Sean Brady, Andre Petrowski, Jonathan Webb. My boy David Stevens, my best friend, one of my only best friends from high school, and it helps you find who you are in adversity. As corny as that is, I went through depression. I worked 18 years to get that first shot, and it got taken away from me. I would rather be knocked out or submitted, and you feel loss in your heart. When you really get your ass whooped, you really feel that loss. I didn't get my ass whooped. I didn't lose that fight. My arm dislocated. I made a mistake, absolutely, and it is a loss in the sense that it's on my record, but in my heart, that man didn't beat me. So, look how it comes full circle. Here we are.
I have a question.
What's up, Sean Brady? What you got?
Take a shot of that Howlerhead on camera.
Probably not. I'm taking after you. No drinking, baby. I gotta get back in the gym. I gotta get in the gym tomorrow with Sean Brady so he can beat me up. That's one thing I want to say, guys, real quick. I know it's not a question. Sean Brady sharpened me so much in the sense that he whooped my ass every single freaking day. And this was a 13, 14-week camp. Andre Petrowski whooped my ass the last 3 weeks of camp. I got broken down. So I knew going out there, who can break me? And Coach John, I literally knocked a guy out with what we drilled. It's amazing, surreal.
Were there any memories coming back in, bad memories of, the last time you were here? And if there were, how were you able to kind of overcome those?
I'm not the same fighter I was 2 years ago. Granted, this is only my second fight in 2 years, but I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago. I've grown a lot. I've had people to mentor me and guide me. I had a lot of frustration of like, man, like, why me? The self-pity stuff, and depression and suicide and things like that. I've gone through a couple of times. And I always had a gut check, and luckily I had good enough people around me to really say, hey, kid, keep pushing forward. You can't be denied when you put the work in. So I'm thankful the way everything went down. I'm thankful that I didn't get the contract the first time here, because look at what I did now. I set the example for the upcoming kids that are my age, 25 years old, like, hey, that's how you get a contract. Go out there and lay it on the line. What do you have to lose? Change my life. You know what I mean? Like, I have nowhere to live after 2 days, right? I know I'm going to find something, but, I put all that bullshit aside. My friend, basically overdosed 2 times in my house leading up to this, and that's a big reason why we have to leave. And and that's one of my best friends too. So it's fighting is a beautiful thing when you can put all the bullshit aside and come out here and change your life for the better. And I just got to shake hands with Dana White, and like I said, I've been watching UFC since I've had memory.
You mentioned after the win about your friend, and you've talked a little bit about mental health. Just last weekend, Patty Pimblett also spoke about that. Was hearing him talk about that a little bit of a comfort, knowing, hey, I've been through this and I can talk about it too, or have you always been open about talking about that?
I've always been open about talking about it. I did see his snippet, and I love that he did that. But let's be honest, like, fighters don't really, they all try to act emotionless, and because this is a mean business. Nobody like Ozzy Diaz is going through it right now, and my heart goes out to him. This isn't easy to step in there. It's not easy to go out there and put yourself out there and get smoked. So, if that was me on the other end, how many of you guys honestly would hit me up and ask if I'm okay? It's the people that are, traveling out here, like my teammates and my coaches. So we really do struggle. This is a very emotional and mental game, and only some of us can grasp these emotions well enough to go and perform every single time. So, Yeah, no, I love that he did that, and I've always been outspoken because that's how I, bettered myself and how I could talk and speak to you guys about things and actually, articulate what my emotions are. So, yeah, I mean, I've always been open about what I've gone through. I'm not ashamed by it.
You mentioned people don't, when you lose, people aren't messaging you. I know that as fans, we all sometimes don't know what to say. What would you want someone to say to you if you were in that position where you just lost?
See, that's the thing. It's a fine line because that is a great question because you don't really know. But I guess if I could say anything, you just want to know that people didn't forget you. That's the biggest thing in this game is like, everybody, and just in my own personal experience, I made it to the Contender Series. Everybody would talk to me. I had sponsors. I lost a few sponsors. I lost many people that didn't text me anymore. And I didn't harbor any hate. It's not, no harm, no foul. But it's like, those people really don't ride with me. All these people that came out here, the UFC, how they cover certain people to come out here. Many of my friends, including UFC fighters Andre and Sean Brady and Jonathan Webb, David Stevens, my coach, John Marquez, they all come out here on their own dime because I'm not making any money yet. And, that's true love. That's true support. They don't have anything to gain. They just want to see me do well because they relate to me. They understand my story. And most of all, I kept showing up. And I've trained harder than I've ever trained thanks to Sean Brady and Coach John Marquez and, all my friends. And, I'm just thankful to be here, honestly, because I was a throwaway child. And I was told I would never make it to this level. Look at where I'm at. So it's a beautiful thing. You keep working, you'll get whatever the hell you want. You give up and you falter and you stumble and you think that's it, you won't get what you want. I want Lambos, I want a beach house, but more than anything, I want a beach house and I want coffee every morning. And I want to travel this fucking world before I'm dead because that's what beauty is. Too many people are out there hurting each other. Yeah, I got an '07 Corvette Z06. Sean Brady broke it.
Now that you've got your contract, what's the ideal scenario for your debut?
Honestly, I would like to get on the Abu Dhabi card with Sean Brady, and I would also like to see if all the Philly boys could get on that card. Me, Andre, obviously Sean Brady's already on the card. I do have to get my elbow checked out, so we're gonna see how that goes. I felt like a little pop when I hit him with the left hook that dropped him. So let me get healthy. First and foremost, let me figure out where I'm going to be living because I can't start a camp unless I have a stable home. That's one thing I've done before, and I lost my first professional fight that way because I was just all over the place, mental health stuff. So now I won't take a fight unless I'm absolutely, 100% committed and have no distractions.
I guess my last question for you, you were the only fighter to get a contract. How did that feel?
Honestly, I didn't even know that until like 5 minutes ago. I really like that kid, Dennis Bazooka, so I feel for him. I think he really has a lot of talent, so I'm kind of pulling for him. They've always been super respectful. Me and him fought on Ring of Combat together. As far as the other guys, I mean, I understand. It was kind of boring. I did watch the first fight. That's why I fight the way I fight. Like I say kill or be killed because I'm a dangerous person. Like I know I have one punch knockout power, and I just proved that. So, and I proved it on this level. And obviously I got to make my UFC debut, but, this is my UFC debut. I fought for the UFC's organization, but, yeah, I mean, it feels great because I set the bar high. You know what I mean? It's not, look, I didn't have to hit him again, but that's how I am. I hit him. The ref didn't stop it. I'm going to deliver a couple more, call them heaven makers, I don't know, right in the mitt.
Hey, Joseph. With you joining those Daniel Gracie Philly boys, they're all undefeated in the UFC. Are you ready to take?
So am I, baby.
Are you ready to take on that mantle?
Man, I don't give a shit about those records. I am super thankful that it is our team. I'm just thankful to train with someone like I keep name dropping him, man, because I'm telling you, this kid, he doesn't even understand it, but and maybe it doesn't make sense. But while I'm up here, Sean Brady. And I think Andre and all my teammates can attest to this. That kid is a freaking robot. He trains harder than anybody. And it's John Marquez and Daniel Gracie's best guy, hands down, over all of us. He trains so hard, and I take such inspiration from that. He doesn't understand that, he's a workhorse, man. So being able to go there and be in that part of that team, it's brought me in my, I've trained with Andre for 8 years, 7, 8 years, however long I've known him, and he's elevated all of us. If you want to do this for a living, you got to have some guys that are out there similar to what you want. Like I'm a hunter. I want to go out there and I want to kill these MRFers, you know what I mean? So it's like, I want to hit these guys and I want them to stop fucking moving. So, I'm surrounded by guys that want the same life and are doing it before me. But what everybody doesn't know, I just want to say this. I've been doing this shit since I was 4.5 years old. I'm not new. I've been around. I was at Fight Factory. Ask Eddie Alvarez. He used to fight for you guys. He was your UFC lightweight champion, right? Ask him how long I've been in the game. I've been around. And now this is just my time. So, my time to be stupid.
Where did your nickname Body Bags come from?
So I used to get made fun of. This is great. This is terrible. So I used to get made fun of as a kid for having big-ass bags under my eyes because I always looked like I was fucking tired. And, man, I grew up in a ruthless family. I have 4 sisters, mom and dad. That's all I knew. I didn't know aunts, uncles, grandparents, none of that shit. And I used to get dogged, man. I mean, that was my name. It was never Joe or Joseph. It was Bags. And they used to call me all the time. So then when I got a PS4, when I got gifted to me when I was in high school, I ran away from home. My parents split. I ran away from home. I got, for Christmas, one of my friend's fathers bought me a PS4. And I was like, man, I was born in Vineland, New Jersey. I always envisioned this. So this is how it came to fruition. I always envisioned being in the UFC. I mean, I'm talking about stands, 20,000 people, and I was like, man, what would they chant? Because I have that factor to get people to really like me. So, or that you fucking hate me, but it's okay. But I was like, man, Jersey Joe Pyfer. I was like, nah, you already had Jersey Joe Walcott, shit like that. So, and I was like, man, I hate these fucking people that I want to fight. And I was like, body bag. So one kid, Matt Young, said put him in a body bag in high school wrestling. And I used to do a lot of judo throws. And I was like, man, Joe Body Bags Pyfer, that fits. Because I want to hurt these dudes. So I was like, what better name? And like, how do you not catch somebody's attention with body bags? Imagine that chant, man, 20,000 people. I think it's fucking awesome. Nobody else did it first. Actually, I was discouraged the first point. They were like, well, what if you get knocked out? I was like, well, what if I don't? So that's up.
And then finally for me, you did call out Dustin Stoltzfus.
Stoltzy.
Is that a fight that you want?
I would love that fight. Look, nothing but respect to that man. He's a gentleman. I've actually wished him well. We've talked, we've talked about training before. But look, I'm not going to chase him. I'm more or less emotional because I didn't get my shot the first time. But yeah, I mean, he goes and he beats this kid, whoever he's fighting. Let's run it back. That's not a win. I know he knows that in his heart. He felt bad. Like, come on, bro. Like, I feel for Ozzy Diaz, right, in his personal life now. The fight's over. Our business is done. But, I whooped his ass. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. I whooped his ass. I knocked him out. So what I'm saying is, that's a win. Dustin Matt returned me, and, part of it was, an error on my part, making a mistake, instinctually. And it dislocated. I've landed that way 1,000 fucking times in training throughout my life. We all have. And mine dislocated. I don't know why. I guess I'm a weak motherfucker, but going and taking 2 surgeries, man, that shit hurt. You know what I mean? So I have a little bit of animosity for the fight. I don't hate him as a person. I don't not like him as a person, but this is the fight game. He's still in the UFC. Why went on with that fight back?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe Body Bags. Sounds like a real cool battle rap name too, just in case.
You want to hear me beatbox?
How surreal was it, if you could put it into words? Aljamain Sterling was here, 135 champ. Irene Aldana, Merab, for your Dana White Contender Series, part 2.
It was fucking awesome. I'm not starstruck, man. I'm not a starstruck person. I mean, I train with a kid that's 15-0. I train with a kid that's I train with guys, and let me not forget, Jeremiah Wells is in there too. You know what I mean? I train with all these guys that are killers. They're all whooping people's asses. I train with Jonathan Webbs too. So thank you, Jonathan. He's always giving me time. I almost forgot to thank him. But, and I just want to say, well, let me answer your question first, so obviously. But yeah, no, man. I mean, it was so much sweeter the second time around than the first time because, listen, Sam Orpizza was my boxing coach, and I love him to death. Shout out to Sammy O. He had a fiance, 2 kids, full-time job, and he gave me the time he could. Rick Miglioris, I love you. That guy's known me since I was 5 years old. You know, jiu-jitsu coach, Bounce Studios. So, you know, I didn't burn any bridges when I left. I had to sit down and I said, hey, I need to have more. I can't be a full-time fighter with a part-time coach. And they were all on board for it. And they were like, well, where's the best training? Philadelphia, Kensington, or Frankfurt, wherever the hell we train. It's in the hood. And I love it because I'm appreciative. I get to go there. I get to grind. I get to train with all my friends and my teammates. And, you know, they elevated me. I couldn't imagine a better way to come out here and win a UFC contract. For my story, for my journey, it's unique to me. I don't care if other fighters like me, they don't like me. I'm a nice guy. I give back in this life, and I want to use this platform to provide for myself and the people I love and I care about and my team, you know. I can't tell you, like, just talking to my coach this week, you find out how much they really sacrifice for us fighters. And fighters are very selfish people. I don't want to be that guy. So it was perfect.
Excellent, man. And then you mentioned the drilling and whatnot. Oh, real quick, Paul Felder shouted out that Philly swag. And
Yeah, let's go.
what did you guys see on tape when it came to Ozzy that you're like, this is what we're going to expose?
I'm going to tell you. So he threw his jab and his right hand kind of sagged. But the biggest significant thing that we saw, me, Coach John, and Sean, particularly me and Coach John Marquez and Jonathan, is that he lulled his jab and he was slow. I definitely thought he was slow. Now, don't get me wrong. In my opinion, everybody's like, you know, obviously we're all fucking hyped as shit right now, but I think I started out really slow. I had to get through a lot of nerves. You guys got to remember, I had one warm-up fight in December, and then this is my second fight in 2 years. So, and I'm fighting a guy that was on a winning streak, LFA champion. I felt like everybody was like talking about this guy's knockout power. But to be honest, you know, and again, much respect to this kid. I respect anybody that can get in there and take my shots. But, you know, once he touched me a little bit, I don't know if he jabbed me, I was like, I got it. We good. You know, and that's not being arrogant. This is the fight game. Like, that's what went through my head in the fucking fight. And then I heard his coach telling him, one thing I really noticed, the biggest thing I noticed in the fight was his coach was telling him, Ozzy, this is where we make these decisions, these hard decisions. And I'm like, okay, so he's broken already. He's already fucking doubting himself. I was like, I got this. I believe in myself. And I always say, I only need one. And I'm not saying that's all I rely on. Obviously, I got skills. I can wrestle. I can do jiu-jitsu. I didn't fucking submit him, but it took one shot, right? One clean shot. Besides the jab, it took one clean shot that actually landed, put him down. So there you go, boy. Ha!
Excellent. Congrats, my man. And last for me, just for fun, obviously you're a student of the game, been a fan for decades.
Yeah.
What's your overall, you know, assessment of 185, Adesanya the King?
Hey, I love Adesanya, man. I think he's skilled. I think he's fluent. That's all I'm going to say because I don't know anything about anime or any of that other shit. But, you know, I mean, the middleweight division is getting better. You know what I mean? And I don't think that far ahead, man. I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? I'm 25 years old. Let me grow a little bit. You know what I mean? Let me make some money. Let me make some money and then let me break in there. Let me get some good matchups. Let me get some guys that are my age and shit like that. I mean, I'm not gonna call anybody out that I think is unrealistic. Do I think I'm at Izzy's level yet? Nope. Will I get there? Yep. And if not, I fucking suck. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna make the most of it, bro. I'm here. Look, I've you know what really changed my perspective on MMA? I seen people. This is so stupid, but I seen like a couple of videos of people like getting shot and shit, and just like your life's gone, bro. Your life is gone. You can be here one day and you're gone from a couple bullets in a matter of seconds. I don't want to live my life afraid to do the shit that's going to make me happy. This shit is scary. This shit is nervous. This shit is happiness. This is every emotion you could feel. But you know what I mean? We don't live forever. None of us in this room. And I want to make the most of my life, man. I've been through enough shit. I want to live a little bit, and this is living.
All right, here's to living, body bags.
Let's go. Thank you.
Just one for me in the back, way back here.
Hi.
Hey there. You mentioned being able to hear as coach. How much do you feel like actually having your fight here at Apex quiet where you can hear everybody, how much of that worked to your advantage tonight?
Honestly, I like this setting. I do well in this setting. I like hearing my shots. I like hearing that boom, like that. You hear that freaking thud. And it was huge, honestly, because that, I couldn't really, I heard Sean Brady coaching me through the groundwork, and I heard John a little bit on the feet, a little bit, because I was like looking at him. I was locked in, like looking at his eyes, like, and I knew every time I jabbed him, he was getting like watery eyes, and I was like, this motherfucker can't see. And, you know, so hearing him say, hey, this is where we have to make those decisions, I really think that was a game changer for me, because then I was like, man, I'm going to keep putting it on him because he's going to break. And, yeah, guys, that's me at 40%. I'm a young kid. And that's me 2 fights in 2 years after arm surgery that everybody, I was told by the doctors, you're not going to be able to throw. You're not going to be able to wrestle. You're not going to be able to do jiu-jitsu. Here we are.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good? Thank you, guys. We here, baby!